people want to work with you, and like that's, you know, I'm fine supporting like the people I meet on my own to like help train and like help support with fitness stuff, you know, like that's its own thing. But like anytime like we're like the duo and like we're AOA Fitness or we're the Jacking Out Connection, it's like it's blackout training.
Dude, I don't know. Back then, people still like talking to you plenty, like on Fitocracy. Like they got to know you pretty well. Like I still, every once in a while, like when I talk to, and granted, there's hardly any Fitocracy people like left alive, I don't think. But when I do stumble across, like the other day, like when I was getting onto the business mentorship thing, Jordan and Mike were like, "Are we the only people from Fitocracy still alive?" And I was like, "Maybe, bro, maybe." I don't. That was a platform that like I couldn't believe how big it blew up and how quick it just like absolutely died.
The founders, like they don't have anything to do with it.
Right, dude. I mean, and I still keep up with all three of them, like to an extent, like, and I try to keep up with as many people as I can, like from it. But man, it was like legit, like some of the hardest workout type periods I had, like because I really liked the community and I really liked putting up hard workouts on the site. Like I think that was a motivation for me back then. It was like that was really cool because a lot of people would see it. I kind of feed on that like social interaction, you know, like we've obviously hammered on that before, where that was cool to me. Like that was a really cool part. And then like once that stopped being like so much of a focus and the community aspect really got just like sucked out of it, it was like, oh wow, this is no one sees anything. This is just like it's a big cluster.
So going back to what you're talking about, like the divergence. The divergence isn't that like I'm against fitness coaching. No, like contrary to that, it's just like I think the case has always been like, you know, again between the two of us, like who's the more enthusiastic about fitness is you. I don't know, like in the past month, like because other people have been going through breakups, like my other clients, and like how many times like the Yukari breakup has like resurfaced, and like you know like the rebirth of Jon essentially from that moment, you know, like you know fitness is like a part of me that won't fade. You know, honestly, a lot of those videos I made before was just because in my head I'm like, man, why won't Chase make more media? And like I want to be able to contribute and do my part, but like selfies, like that's not me, man. Like I don't have that gear to be trendy, to have something like a quick takeaway that's like shareable or whatever. Rarely does that actually lead to like deep-seated learning, you know. And for me, I don't want to be trendy, quick and hip with like those things anymore. Like if I had to choose, I'd rather like root or create something that might not take off, but like it will lead to something more substantial. I'm sure I might get some flack because some of the things I might say like might be perceived as complaining, but it's like the truth. Like the fitness professionals that I've been able to connect with like in the past couple of years, like every time I have conversations with them, like we have like this real talk type situation and they talk about how hard it is. And I'm like, why isn't this more mainstream? You know, like why is this like glossed over to portray like the perfect or like, oh man, this is my passion or whatever. You know, I've again, the conversations that I've had with people, I'm like, wow, like I can collate that, like put it out there and people can make the decision for themselves. Like maybe when people hear me, maybe the conclusion they will draw is like, oh, Jon shouldn't be a trainer. And I don't know, maybe that's the case, but like I'm happy to be that vehicle to talk about it. So like that's what I'm talking about diverging. Like where you're excited about talking about calories, or you're still excited about putting out workout videos and this and that.
Right.
And for me, I'm still on the gear of like I want to make things minimal. Like, hey, how to make it consistent. And like, you know, the challenges I face is people who are locked into thinking about like an hour-long workout with like all those multiple sets and reps, and meanwhile I'm telling them like a 3 exercise workout and how to make that as efficient as possible, and that does not trend because in their head they have such a hard time adapting. But I will continue to preach that model, you know.
Hey, I like it. And I think that like I think that's the cool part that we both bring is we both have different thought processes on like that stuff.